This may seem as though it is a little bit late, but I do have that same old excuse of being very busy with work. I actually got home from work very late on the morning of the announcement of this transfer. And I went to bed as soon as I saw the announcement and then had to work pretty much the next day. So I didn't really get time to make a video about it there and then, but I'm here right now. The news is confirmed. West Ham United has completed the signing of Max Kilman from Wolves, and the reaction to this is, well, let's say that it's very ecstatic. There are many reasons to be happy about this signing. Not only is Kilman a homegrown defender with Premier League experience, but he's also someone that Julian Lopetegui knows very well. The pair worked together at Wolves, with Lopetegui even appointing Kilman as the captain. Kilman has even said that Lopetegui was the main reason why he wanted to move to West Ham, because he wanted to work with the coach again. Kilman has signed a 7-year deal for a transfer fee of £40 million. This signing made sense because Wolves was in a position once again where it had to sell to buy, and that £40 million has gone into their transfer budget. It does mark the end of Kilman's time at Wolves. He was at that club for 6 years, having signed from non-league Maidenhead United in 2018. And over time, he went from playing for the reserves to being an unused substitute to starting. He played every single minute in the Premier League last season. His fitness was absolutely fantastic, and we need that as well, because we need fit centre-backs who can stay healthy for long periods at a time. And that's another thing that has to be taken into account when you look at this signing. He's very healthy, and the 7-year contract would suggest there's going to be longevity here. Kilman spoke to West Ham's official website about the move, and I'm going to quote what he said in an interview. "Playing in front of a passionate fan base with 62,500 supporters packing out London Stadium every other week is something I am incredibly excited about. Having spoken at length to both Julian and Tim, I was hugely encouraged about the ambition of the club and their plans for the future. They want to make a big noise here at West Ham, and as a new player coming in, that's an incredible thing to hear. I'm looking forward to getting down to work and preparing for an exciting season ahead." You can tell that he's raring to go, if anything, and that he really just wants to get in the action and get down to business as soon as possible. He's going to be able to experience the pre-season games, and he's already started training with the first team. His training pretty much started right away as soon as he signed, so he's going to be able to integrate with the players and the coaching staff and understand the club a little bit better over the coming weeks. To be honest with you, this is a transfer that helps out Stuyton and Tim. Well, Stuyton is Tim. Stuyton and Lopetegui, rather. Stuyton got his man in Luis Guillaume. Lopetegui got his man in Max Kilman. They both made a compromise to sign the players they wanted to sign first and foremost, and then we'll proceed on to other targets. Another thing that I should actually point out while I think about it is that actually this signing came very, very quickly. West Ham did the medical on the same day that the fee was agreed. When I saw that, I was like, bloody hell. We're usually dithering at this point, you know. We're usually having some medical test results come back and renegotiating a deal for an obligation to buy or something like that. We're not used to paying straight money and then doing a medical on the same day and announcing the signing 2 days later. Not even that, maybe. This is not like West Ham, but this is how transfer business should be done. And Stuyton's showing that. Speaking of Tim Stuyton, I'm going to quote what he said about welcoming Max to the club. We are delighted to have secured Max's signature. He was one of our top targets in the central defensive area in this transfer window, so we couldn't be happier to have completed the deal to bring him to West Ham United. This is a serious and notable moment for West Ham United, the signing of an established, proven English Premier League central defender in the peak years of his career. He is 27 years old, so he's got many more years left to go. In that time, he has established himself to be a Premier League proven defender, as I'm going to paraphrase Stuyton there. The other really, I suppose, lovely thing about this transfer is the wider effects of it. Maidenhead United has received a £4 million payout because of this transfer. There was a 10% sell-on clause. Maidenhead's got that £4 million. This is a part-time club in the National League. It is managed by no other than West Ham United legend Alan Devonshire, who is in his second spell at the club. Maidenhead's chairman spoke about the money that the club has received, because this is majorly important for a club of this size, as it would be with any other non-league club. Non-league clubs would kill to have even a cash injection of £250,000. So can you imagine what £4 million will do? It could be enough to redevelop the stadium, or to give back to the community, or to invest it into new signings, or to grow the money somehow. What the club does with it is up to them. But let me quote what the chairman has said. Ultimately, this is a fantastic outcome for club which will benefit from one of the largest, if not the largest, transfer payments an English non-league club has ever received, which is something to celebrate. This is testament to the hard work of Alan Devonshire and his coaching team past and present, as well as our academy programme, which every year is developing players which move into our first team squad. This is a momentous day for Maidenhead United FC, which gives us the opportunity to profoundly change the future of the club. A supporters meeting will be held in due course to give more details on how the cash injection will be used on and off the pitch. That's going to be a very interesting meeting, but it's going to be a very exciting one. A lot of topics of discussion will come up there. A lot of opinions will be formed on how that money can be spent. So that's another thing to look forward to as well for Maidenhead. It has, after all, produced a player who would later play for Wolves and West Ham United. I mean, other centre-backs have done it. Chris Smalling went from non-league to the Premier League as well. So it's very possible. And it's fantastic for him, really. It's fantastic for Kilman and, of course, his old employers down the line. A lot of really positive things about this whole transfer. Not just the player that West Ham's getting, but the effects it's going to have on a non-league club. Well, I'm not going to say it's really going to benefit Wolves' transfer kitty, but it does as well at the same time. And it's going to help us to decrease the ageing defence range average of, what I'm trying to say is it's going to lower down the average age of the defence, I should say. I can't really speak right now. And it's going to then change just our outlook under Lopetegui. I think I know what kind of signs he wants. He and Hoolan do speak a lot. Both got their own respective targets, as I say, and I'm happy to welcome Max Kilman to the club. Hoping that he's going to be a really good addition, and who knows, if he is going to take the captain's armband, then that's the manager's decision. But he has a proven captain anyway, and someone that he can trust. So, I back that decision as well. Welcome to West Ham United, Max Kilman.